of AI, automation, and intelligent solutions. Over the next 6 weeks, you will not only learn AI concepts, but you will also build industry relevant projects, gain certifications, and develop skills that employers are actively looking for. So, before we get started, may I know the excitement level? Whoever is excited for our first masterclass, please give me a thumbs up. Great, thank you. So stay active, participate throughout the session, answer whenever the questions are asked, and most importantly, have fun while learning. Let me quickly walk you through today's agenda. So, today's session includes important announcements, introduction to IBM SkillsBuild academic internship, a bit of registration process, internship timeline, deliverables, and marking your attendance. Finally, an exciting technical masterclass by our expert speaker. So stay till the very end because every section is important and every section may address your doubts. First of all, congratulations to every one of you. Out of thousands of registrations, you have taken the first step towards upskilling yourself. This internship is being conducted by BharatCares CSR Box Group in collaboration with IBM SkillsBuild and AICTE. The best part is this internship is absolutely free of cost. You will receive industry exposure, practical learning, and certification opportunities. So, before we get started, here are some important instruction. Now, everyone, please pay close attention because these instructions are extremely important. All these pointers may address multiple questions that you might have had in your head. So first one is, once you have selected your internship domain, it cannot be changed. I hope you all are aware of the domain that you have selected: artificial intelligence, automation, and intelligent solutions. Okay, so always use the same email ID that you used during registration. Do not switch between multiple email IDs. So there could be chances the email ID that you have registered may reflect a different organization. Don't worry, it's completely fine. You can move ahead with the same email ID. Third and most important thing, where the query form is entirely flooded with this query. Offer letters have been sent. We are sending it now, and whoever haven't received it, in a week's time, you will receive it. Additionally, if you haven't received the offer letter, we have added a query form. Okay, we have added a query form, and if you have received someone else's offer letter, you can fill out the query form and let us know. We will soon get back to you and address your query. Attendance is compulsory for this master classes. So guys, if Zoom capacity reaches, don't worry, you can continue watching through YouTube live also. And make sure you're part of the official WhatsApp group because that is where all updates are being shared. So for our track, we have around 9 to 10 WhatsApp group. It's enough if you are just part of one group because recently I am getting multiple messages saying, ma'am, I'm not part of the other group. All the instructions or information that we are circulating in these groups are same. It's not that other group will get more information or your group will get less information. So you can, even if you're part of one WhatsApp group, it's completely fine. Coming to another important document, that is resource document. So we have shared this resource document with you all multiple times. So here all the details related to this internship has been added. If you have any query, you can click over here, open the query form, and you can drop your query over here. If you have any corrections in your offer letter, again, you can open this form and fill out this. Okay, so here is your learning plan. While addressing your queries from the query form, I saw many of you do not have the link to complete your self-learning modules. So when you open this is the link where it will direct you to your self-learning modules. You have to open this link and complete all the modules that are being assigned to you. If you face any difficulties, please scroll down. Here we have added multiple guidelines video, from registration to how to check your sponsoring organization to how to download your certificate. So this one document has a lot of potential in solving your queries. So I urge you all to go through this document. If you have any doubt, surely this document will help you out. So here we have added another video how you can check your sponsoring organization. Here we have added another video how you can sign into the platform. Here we have added the timeline. So today we have done with orientation session. Here is the recording. If you missed out on anything, you can look into it and get more information. So today is Masterclass 1. We have also added Zoom links and YouTube live links of the future sessions. So when you scroll down again, you have recordings of our Masterclass, recordings of our orientation session, deck of orientation session, and unfortunately many of you were not able to be a part of Bob's session that was done on 25th June 2026. So we have added the recordings as well as deck of Bob's session over here. You can watch it, learn from it, and do the tasks that are being assigned. Once you have done it, here we have added the attendance form to the Bob session. This is very important. We usually do not add attendance forms link in the resource document. Since you were not able to join it, we have added it. So once you watch this video, the recordings, you can fill out this attendance form. This form will be open only till 27th June 10 a.m. Okay, this form would be open only till 27th June 10 a.m. So watch it as soon as possible and fill out the attendance form. After this session, we will be adding today's recording over here and today's masterclass one's deck over here. Ideally, we would do the same thing for the other sessions also. But this doesn't mean you can only watch the recording and skip out the master classes. We are very closely monitoring and tracking all your progress. So attendance is mandatory for all the master classes. This internship is free of cost. If your Zoom is if the Zoom is full, you can join from YouTube link. If you have any query, we have added the query form also in the resource document. You can open it and gain some insights on about the internship. You can drop out your query. We will address it very soon. Participation can also be done individually as well as team. If any of your team member has dropped, or even if the team leader has dropped, it's completely fine. You can continue this internship and all of you will get individual certificates. Your final certification would be individually assigned. It won't be assigned as a team. Okay, I hope I have addressed some of your queries and showed you roadmap also. If you have any queries, you can fill out the query form. If you are stuck somewhere in completing your self-learning modules, you can go through the guidelines video that we have added. A huge round of applause for all the ones who have completed their pre-work. And also many of you have already completed your self-learning assessments, self-learning assignments that we have assigned you. Your dedication shows that you are serious about building your AI career. Keep this momentum going throughout this internship. So quickly, let's get into the timeline slide. We have done with orientation session. Today is masterclass 1, and as you all can see in the screen, today's topic is foundations of agentic AI and AI workflows. The session is going to be awesome and you will learn and gain a lot of insights from the session. So Now let's understand how to register. I would just give you a glimpse of how the registration has to be done. So here is the QR. You have to scan this QR. It will direct you to IBM's platform. And in the platform, you are assigned multiple modules which you have to complete it. I want you all to complete it. So these are the different modules. So module number one is Foundations of Gen AI, AI agents and intelligent automation, advanced agentic systems and virtual assistants. You have to complete all of these modules. If you're stuck somewhere, I iterate this again, go back to the resource document, refer to the guidelines video and complete it. This is very important because we would be handing over the certificates on three criteria. One is your attendance, second is the self-learning modules that you have completed, and third thing is your project. So all these three things are very important. So I trade again, mark it in your calendar. You have to complete it by today itself because most of you are having holiday again tomorrow and day after tomorrow you may be having holiday. So before Sunday, complete it and we will be circulating a link with you where you have to add the certificate that you gained from this platform. So once you have completed, it will reflect here as 100%. After it shows as 100%, here in your actions tab you have to click on view completion certificate. So here is your view completion certificate. You have to click on it and this is the certificate that you would get from the platform. This is just your certificate number one. This is not your final internship certificate. Okay. Your final internship certificate would look something like this, where you will find the logo of BharatCares, AICTE, and IBM also. You guys are very lucky that you are getting the direct logo of IBM because in a previous internship, we had IBM SkillsBuild logo, but you are getting the logo of IBM. So this is not your final certificate, but it's very important that you download this certificate and submit it to us whenever we ask for. After submitting your projects and once we evaluated it, all of you will get individual certificates. Even if your team has 6 members, we won't assign one certificate to all 6 members. For all the 6 members separately, we will be sending individual certificates. Fine. Whoever followed so far, give me a thumbs up. Just smash the thumbs up button. Okay, great. And this is something very important. You can click a screenshot of it and add it as your phone's wallpaper so that you do not forget that you have to submit your deliverable number one on 30th June. It's very important before 6 p.m. you submit. Now, what is your deliverable number one? I'll show you this certificate after completing all these three modules. Sorry. Okay, yes. So after completing all these three modules, you will be assigned this certificate. This is your deliverable number one. This certificate has to be submitted to the link that we provide before 6 p.m. 30th June 2026. Deliverable number two, we will get back to you soon. What you have to do, where you have to submit. Okay. So yes. Uh And now, the moment you all have been waiting for. It's my absolute pleasure to introduce today's speaker. Mr. Amit Tiwari is an AI consultant and trainer with extensive experience in artificial intelligence. He has conducted over 250 sessions impacting more than 10,000 students across the country. His expertise includes computer vision, natural language processing, AI automation, and making complex AI concepts incredibly easy for everyone to understand. Everyone, let's welcome Mr. Amit Tiwari by giving him a thumbs up or a virtual applause in the chat box. So, welcome, sir. Over to you.
All right. Why am I not able to? All right. Hello, everyone. I'm facing some of the technical difficulties with my laptop. I don't know why it's hanging, but welcome to our masterclass one of this IBM internship program with
Dear students, I request you all to hold on for a moment.
just a minute. I'm just saving this PPT and starting the session. Nandini, am I audible here?
Yes, Amit, you're audible.
All right, cool. So sorry for the delay, guys. Hello and welcome to IBM Internship Masterclass 1. What we're going to do today is we are going to introduce about the agentic AI systems. I first of all congratulate all the participants here, all the 1,000 participants who have joined in through Zoom, as well as the participants who are joining in from YouTube. So a huge congratulations on choosing AI and also taking a step towards your learning journey. So I'm going to introduce about the first session, and what we are going to do is I'm going to share my slides, which I have designed specifically for you. And we are going to begin our first session today. Some of you have been a part of my previous master classes. Thank you so much for joining in again. Some of you are new. So I know that I hope that you all will enjoy the content that I have designed specially for you. So let's begin our first master class. All right, welcome to Masterclass 1. This is Introduction to AI Agents. Today, what we are going to do is we are going to learn about agentic AI systems, what they are, how can we design our own agentic AI systems. And I'm going to talk about agentic AI tools as well as platforms. And by the end of this masterclass, we will have our first AI agent ready also. So this is my boring introduction. My name is Amit Tiwari, and I'm an AI consultant and trainer for IBM SkillsBuild and Lenovo Leap. I'm executive director of Edson Ventures Private Limited, which is an AI agents software and hardware company. That means that we make AI agents for software, as well as we also make robotics. We also work in robotics. We are making robots for hotels, restaurants, general purpose use. And I'm also a visiting faculty in Xavier's College, Ahmedabad, teaching MSc AI. I have taken more than 250 master classes. I think this is my 390th master class with you today, taken over more than 40,000 students. But this is my boring introduction. This is how I introduce myself. But if I want to say one word about myself, I create magic with technology. Throughout my life, I have used AI and technology in a way that it makes work easier for me. It makes my life interesting for living. So I'm adding the magic to the same introduction here. If I introduce myself, so I also work as a AI consultant and trainer. Whenever I go, I don't introduce myself just like I introduced right now. What I do is I use my visiting card, and my visiting card is a different type of visiting card. So this is my visiting card right now. What I want you to do is, first of all, let's connect with each other as well. So this is my visiting card. I want you to scan my visiting card, and you will see that this is not just an ordinary visiting card. If you hover over the camera with my visiting card here, if you are working on a laptop, you can just go on a camera, you can scan my visiting card, click on the link that is there, and you go to the link. It will be a ZAP format. If you launch it and if you hover your camera over my visiting card, you will be able to see my visiting card in a completely different way. So things will pop up on my visiting card like a video. It will also have a 3D image of me and also a LinkedIn icon there. So if you click on that LinkedIn icon, you will be able to go to my LinkedIn account and connect with me as well, right? So this is the magic, and a lot of things that we are going to learn in this internship, creating magical things like these, and also a lot of automation systems for ourselves, right? So what I want you to do is just take out your camera, scan in the visiting card, just like I'm doing right now. Scan in the visiting card, and it will prompt open a website. And from the website, you will be able to see my visiting card in a completely different way, right? So what you need to do is you scan it up, you go to the website, from there, you hover over my card, and you'll be able to see my video, which introduced myself, a 3D image of me, as well as a LinkedIn icon. You can click on the LinkedIn icon and can go to the LinkedIn as well from the card, and you will definitely be able to connect to me. That's very important because whenever you need my help in solving any doubt, you will be able to solve that doubt by connecting to me on LinkedIn, and I'll be helping your doubts on LinkedIn as well. All right. So with this quick introduction and a magical one, I welcome you to the world of AI and technology, where AI is moving from just a research topic to integrated into our daily life, right? So all of us have used AI for the past 5 to 6 years extensively. It has become a part of our life. We are seeing AI in different areas being used, right? So we have used ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude, and a lot of other tools as well. In this internship, we are going to learn how to create magic with that technology. So augmented reality things, just like I showed right now, augmented reality card, how can you make your own automation systems? How can you make your own AI agents? Everything will be covered in this masterclass and the masterclasses to follow. With this, I welcome you to the world of AI and technology. Give me a quick heads up if you are ready to dive deep into that. In the chat, I'll be actively connecting with you on the chat as well. So in the chat, please be very active. I will ask certain prompts to put in the chat once you are done with certain activities. All right, so you will have to type in done, yes, and all in the chat box. Let's begin our first session today, which is Introduction to AI Agents. We are going to learn and dive deep into the world of AI agents. Thank you so much, Soham, for saying done. All right, so that's how we will be doing. all these checks on our chat. So I'll be reading your chats, and from there we will we will we will guide. I will like you will help me in the session by saying done, yes, and all from the chat. All right. So I think that you must have scanned my card as well as connected to me on LinkedIn. If you have connected, thank you so much. If you have not, I will give you the link again in the description. All right. So I will begin with my story of AI. Back in 2014, I started learning AI. And in 2014, AI was not that much. It was a very boring subject. I was one of the fortunate ones who got AI really early in their life. And when I was learning AI back in 2014, we were doing very boring things with AI, like regression and classification. We were learning mostly about machine learning. How can we make meaningful information? How can we predict something from the data, right? So let's say that we want to predict something like how will be and what will be the temperature tomorrow of a city. What we used to do back then was take in a lot of historical data. We used to train a machine learning model, and we used to identify or predict what is going to be the temperature tomorrow, right? Whether it is 84 degrees, whether it will be hot or cold, depending on the method that we are using. If you are using regression, we are predicting one continuous value. If we are using classification, we are classifying it into one of the categories. So back in 2014, AI was not very much interesting. It was pretty boring at that point of time. And we thought that why our college has kept one more subject for us to study. And we never ever realized in our life that in 10 years, everything will change in AI. We never ever thought that we will be using AI to the scale that we are using it today. And for the last 6 years, particularly the years after 2020, when ChatGPT was launched, were the years and era of AI. We have been talking none of the other technologies but AI in the last 4 to 5 years extensively, and we have been using it in various use cases. Start from your phones, where you just unlock your phone by just looking at them, to designing machine learning algorithms, to going to large language models, asking questions, writing reports, writing research, generating images and videos, right? So in 2025, we can do a lot of things with the help of AI, like writing poetry, generating images, and not just images, but we can also generate videos just by prompting on AI. So this was one of the videos that I generated with AI. It was a video of a dog, and I didn't have to like do anything to generate that. I just prompt an AI tool and it generated me a video, right? But we are not in this session to learn how to use these AI tools. You already know it better. You have used ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude, and different tools in your life, and you already know how to use them. Maybe some of you know how to use it better than I do. All right, so I am here in this session to change your mindset and to change the perception of how you use AI in your daily life. And that's where the world is going in 2026 and in the years to come. All right, so a lot of people use AI for different use purpose. Mantran is saying that he uses AI mostly for SEO, and a lot of other people, they use AI for different tasks. Arjun is saying that Arjun is asking, according to you, which is one job role that will extend or will not have much value and how to avoid it? I will talk about all of this in my masterclass today. Thank you so much for keeping your enthusiasm and asking all these relevant questions in the chat box. Keep asking these questions. So we have been using AI for different use cases, like content creation, design and visual arts, coding and development, audio and video generation. And we have been using all these tools, right? So Claude, ChatGPT, Dolly, Midjourney, GitHub Copilot, Microsoft Copilot, Synthesia, and everything, right? Okay, so I'm going to introduce you to something which is called acting, or AI in action, right? So we have been doing a lot of generation in the past 2 to 3 years. Now the world is moving from generation to action, right? How can I make an AI act on my behalf? How can I make an AI work for me rather than me working for an AI, right? So we have been, so let's say that any task that you get, someone was telling me that he uses AI to code. So you have to prompt AI to code. The previous methods of coding were, ChatGPT was still there in 2023, but what we were doing was we were asking ChatGPT to write code for us. We are copying it from there, going to some IDE, copying the code there, pasting the code there, and it was how we were generating our apps. Now AI can do that by itself for you, that you don't even need to copy and paste and write your code, right? So it already writes all of your files. There have been different tools like Cursor AI, Anti-Gravity. There is Claude with VS Code, a lot of AI agents that you can use in order to make your life easier in coding as well. All right, so what we are going to do is I'm going to talk about the new normal in working. That means that how can you transition from generation to action? How can AI work for you on your behalf? So we will begin with a very simple task, which I also always begin my class with. Some of you might have already done this class, so it might feel repetitive to you, but for all the new ones who have not done my previous classes, this will be something interesting to you. This will be kind of like creating magic with AI. So one of the very interesting tasks that interesting, or you rather say that one of the tasks which is very common in any job that you join or any business that you do or in your normal life is to write replies to an email, right? So how do you write email replies? So let's say that you're a company, and as a company, as a founder, I get more than 60 emails per day, which are like relevant, right? So we sell robots. So a lot of people ask us for the quotation. There are emails from my vendors. There are emails from my teammates. There are emails from my clients. There are emails from the people, those who I have to connect to. So all in all, I use more than, I get more than 60 plus emails for every day, right? And if I spend like 3 minutes to write email replies for everyone, I spend almost 180 minutes to write these replies, right? So even if I do this with AI, if I do it with the regular method, like if I go to ChatGPT, paste the email, ask it to write the email for me, copy it from there, and then send the email to someone, it still takes 1 to 2 minutes for me to do that. And if I reply to like 60 emails per day, I waste 120 minutes, right? For a person who is a founder and who wants to innovate and whose most of the time goes into brainstorming ideas with the team, this is one task which I don't want to do in my life, right? Which is writing reply to the emails. But it's also important. And I cannot appoint one person to just do that task for me. So how can we now make an AI that can act on my behalf, that can write these email replies for me not being in the picture, and I can save all these 120 to 180 minutes that I spend daily on this repetitive task that I do. This is what we are going to do in today's class. And this will be your first hands-on experience if you have not done already in automation. And this is the only and the single basic class that you will have in this whole session. We are going to work with N8N in the next one. We're going to understand how large language works in the next one. We are going to make our own large language model from scratch. But today, let's start really slow with drag and drop, and then build our expertise in more difficult and more complex AI tools. All right, so I ask you in the question, in the chat box, please try to reply. If you want to write an email reply to someone, what will be your first step in the process? All right, so what will you do first when you have to write a reply to an email to anyone that you have got it from? So let's say that I got an email from Dilip Singh saying that deadline has extended and I want to write a reply to Dilip Singh. What would be my first step in this process? Zaki Mohammed is saying, read the content, which is right, but it comes later on, right? Pratham is saying MCP server can be used to automate it. Yes, of course. We are going to talk about MCPs in 4th masterclass. Rachel is saying read the subject, the sender and content and classify. Okay. Fatima is saying that all right, so I'm getting a lot of questions. Open the email app is the first step. Yes, username of the sender. Yes is saying, all right, so I'm getting a lot of replies. Can everyone reply on the group and not message me privately, because I'll not be able to read everything from the private messages. It kind of like gets buried. So everyone reply on the main chat box so that I can see all of your replies from there. Okay, so Rishabh is saying that prepare a draft. Aparna is saying read the email. Okay, Aparna is saying first I carefully read and understand the email before replying. Yes, all of your answers are right. Okay, chat box is disabled. Cool, no worries. All right. Maybe because of the scale of this class, because it's like 1,000 people in this, the chat box might be disabled. Okay, no worries. Thank you. Write the subject. All right. Okay, so the basic one, the very, very common one, the first step, somebody told me that you need to open your Gmail, right? Without opening your Gmail, you won't be able to even read the email, go into the content, and write the email responses for yourself, right? So the first step in this process is open Gmail. Okay. Second step of this will be you will open the Gmail, you will read email. Third is you will understand the email, you will think of a reply, you will write a reply, and you will send, right? So this is a basic workflow or process of writing any email, right? So this was pre-2022, right? When ChatGPT was not there. So before 2022, we were writing emails like this only. We were opening the emails, reading them, understanding them, thinking of a reply, writing a reply, and sending it, right? When Gen AI came into picture, after 2022, when ChatGPT was launched, majorly in 2024, when ChatGPT was more popular, we were not writing our own emails, right? So a lot of people, they, before sending the email to someone, they ask ChatGPT or any other AI tool to write the emails for them. Okay, so if I use any of the AI tool like ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, or whatever tool that you use, this workflow will now change, right? So how will it change? So if I do it with Gen AI, if I want to write my emails with any other AI tool, I'm using ChatGPT because it's the most popular one, and it was the first one to launch AI for the general public as well. But there are other tools in the market. You can do it with any other tool. So if you want to write an email with ChatGPT, the workflow will change slightly, right? So what will happen is that the workflow will change like this. So you open the email, you read the email, then you copy the email, you go and paste it in ChatGPT, you prompt ChatGPT, you copy the reply from ChatGPT, and you paste and send, right? So your workflow involves delegating some of the task, like prompting and writing the email to ChatGPT, and then copying it from there and then sending, right? So this is the age of where we use the AI tools in our daily life. It's kind of like normal use of AI tools in daily life, right? If you want to write a report, you write it like this. You go ask ChatGPT to write it for you, and then you go back to the document that you have been collating it on, copy and paste it from there. This is a general way that we use ChatGPT. But I'm not here to teach you how can you use all these AI tools in a general way. I'm here to teach you how can you automate these processes for yourself so that you are not in the picture anymore. All right, so you are not working, right? Here, these tasks you will have to work. So you will have to open the Gmail, you will have to read it, you will have to copy it, you will have to paste it, you will again have to copy the reply and paste, you will have to prompt it again, and you will have to paste and send, right? So even if I spent like 3 minutes in this process, I still have to spend like 1.5 minutes in this. All right. So it's saving me some time, but it's not completely autonomous. It's not a system that can work on my behalf. So how can I make these systems that can work on my behalf? And this is just one example that I'm taking today. How can we automate our email replies, but we can extend it to any of the tasks that we want to do. So in the next masterclass, we will explore N8N, and then we will see that how can we automate Excel sheets and more complex tasks with N8N. In the next class, we will be seeing that how we can make our own social media agent with the help of LangGraphs, which is a Python library to create AI agents. And later on, we will see how can we make a large language model from scratch for ourselves. All right. So this is kind of like more tech heavy sessions coming later on, but today's is the most simpler one. So if I want to automate this process, if I want that AI does all of this task for me and not I do like opening the Gmail, reading it, copying it, pasting it. If I want to eliminate myself from this picture, what I need to do is I need to work in agentic way. All right. What is an agentic way? The agentic way is if in my workflow, all right. So this is called a workflow. Workflow is where you write a task in a way that you write it in step by step way, right? Just like we wrote, how can we write an email reply? So this is called a workflow of what are the steps that are involved in these tasks, right? So right from opening the Gmail to reading it, understanding it, thinking of a reply, writing a reply, and sending it. So this is a workflow. So in my workflow, if I can replace wherever I use my brain with a AI, I will be able to automate that workflow, right? So in my workflow, which is this, in any of the workflow, whatever task that I want to achieve, if I can replace my brain with a large language model, I will be able to do that task autonomously. All right. And these particularly are more kind of like generative or analytical tasks that I will delegate to a large language model or AI. So if in any process, wherever I use my brain, wherever human intelligence is required, if I replace it with a large language model, I will be able to automate that for myself. So let's see how I can do that. In this workflow of writing email replies, where do I require a human brain? First of all, the first question that comes to my mind is, where do I require a human brain? So do I require a human brain for opening Gmail? I don't think so, right? Because it's not an intelligent process. Intelligent process in a way that it doesn't require cognitive intelligence. It's a repetitive. Of course, we will require a brain to go to our phone and then click on the Gmail app and then open it. But it's a repetitive process. If I teach it to an animal, the animal repeatedly will also be able to do that. If I ask it to like click a button, it's just a button click, right? So opening a Gmail doesn't require my brain. Reading an email, yes, it requires my brain. Why? Because it's a cognitive process. I need to process the words. I need to make sense of the words that are there in the email. Understanding the email is also a cognitive process. I need to understand what is the content in the email, what is the email about. Thinking of a reply is also a cognitive process. Yes, I need to think of a reply. I need to use my brain in order to think what is the reply that I want to give to the email. Writing is also a cognitive process, but sending is not, right? So sending is just one more click. All right. So in my workflow of writing email replies, I need brain in reading email. I need brain in understanding email. I need brain in thinking of a reply. I need brain in writing a reply. If I replace all of this with AI, I will be able to automate this process. All right. So I'm really excited to show how to automate this process of writing email. And by the end of today's class, we also will have an automated email replying system for ourselves. And then we will dive deep into how to make that automated email reply system more powerful. How can we add in more reasoning capabilities to it? And how can we make it more perfect? All right. So as I said, if I can replace my brain with a LLM in all the processes that require human brain, like reading, understanding, and writing, I will be able to automate this whole process. And this whole process can be automated with agentic AI tools. And this is called an AI agent, where an AI agent does all the tasks that a human being can do. Hypothetically, AI agent should be able to do all the tasks that humans do, But right now we are confined with the technology. Like the best AI system that we have right now are large language models like ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude, and DeepSeek, other models out there, which are majorly language understanding models. They do not do anything beyond understanding language. They can understand instruction really well, and they can generate answers really well. That's the by far the best AI that we have developed so far. So we can think of intelligence in different ways. Like agentic AI is not just confined to software, but it can also apply to hardware as well. Like my company makes these robots which can autonomously move or navigate in the space. Right. So we are developing one bot which can move in like physics informed way. So it's kind of like understands how much so if it wants to go from like one place to other place in a restaurant, it understands if I go from this way, then there is a crowd in front of me. I will need to go from a different way, right? So the agent understands the environment, it uses its own perception systems, it makes a decision and does that task for me. So agentic AI is any AI or any technology that does a particular task for me. I will call that technology as an AI agent, right? So there can be software agents, there can be hardware agents as well. But let's talk about software agents right now. So we are going to make this email automation tool in today's masterclass. So the workflow looks like this. It's very simple. A tool opens Gmail. So we will use Gmail. We will open Gmail with a tool which will go into my Gmail, take the email from there, read the email for me, understand the email for me, write a very good reply, and then we will use a tool to send the email to any person who is writing an email to me, right? So the idea is, how can I make different tools communicate to each other? So Gmail is a tool, ChatGPT is a tool. How can ChatGPT go to my Gmail, read all of my emails, get the think of a reply, write a reply, and send it automatically, right? So this is very basic task that we are going to do in today's class, and then we will move on to more sophisticated tasks like Excel sheet automation, creating a whole task creator, creating a for manager as an agent, right? So we will be doing all of this in the session. So let's begin with this. All right, so I'll go into history of AI later on, but before that, there are different tools that we can build this AI automation with. All right. So what are these tools? I will just introduce to them. So one is Zapier. All right. So Zapier is one tool which enables you to create these AI workflows, agents, and apps. So there it is. So what you can do is you can freely make the AI agents with drag and drop in Zapier, and you can use of the tools there: Claude, GPT, Cursor, OpenClaw, everything that you can use in order to create your AI agents. So Zapier is one. Then the second one, which I find easy, is relay.app. So relay.app is also one of the agentic automation platforms. This is one of the easiest one. So I use this to teach in my initial classes. The third one that I will teach is NA10. This is also one tool which is like very popular to make complex AI agents. All right, so it's AI workflow automation platform where you can automate your workflows using NA10. All right. So you can make all of these, you can use any of these tools to design these AI agents. So there is NA10, there is Zapier, there is Relay, there is Gum Loop also. Some people might have also used Gum Loop. So Gumloop is also an AI automation framework where you can design AI agents. All right. So the easiest one that I find to use, and maybe I'm too comfortable with that, is relay.app. So I'm going to create an agent with relay.app. I hope that you also will create this agent with me. If you already have done some automation task in your life, maybe you will find it really easy. Even if you have not, you will be able to design the agent with me. All right, so what we are going to do is we are going to do this all live. All of you, if you are on mobile phones, please take a laptop. I'll take a pause for next 2 minutes. Bring a laptop, simultaneously do it with me on the laptop so that we all can design our own AI agents. All right. So I hope that we all are really, like, I am really excited. I hope that all of you are ready to design your first AI agent. I will till then read your questions. I'm waiting for the next 2 minutes for you to set up your laptops and all. All you need to do is you need to go to relay.app in order to design your first AI agent. All right. So relay.app, this is like, in this you will be able to find making your agents really intuitive very easily, and then we will move on to more difficult tasks. Okay, like more difficult platforms like n8n. The next class will be for n8n, and then we will move into Python where we will make it with langgraphs. All right, so what I'm doing is till then I'm also reading your messages. So I've got more than like 50 messages. Okay, so Vatsal is saying, is there any prior knowledge? No, if you don't need to have any prior knowledge. Any of the programming that I will mention here, I will explain from very beginning. So you don't need to practice any of the Python programs. I'll be explaining everything really from fundamental, right? So Antara is saying, while using this agentic AI tool, we can work efficiently, but what about privacy concerns and security? So if I talk about privacy concern and security, these AI agents, they are just connecting the tools to each other. All right. And if you talk about like privacy and security, even if you have an account on Gmail, then your information is already shared on the Google platform, right? So Google already knows about your information. So it's as secure as Google is. So if you are just using the Google secure API to take in input from one end, you are passing the input to other end without having any of the storage in between. All right, I know it's lagging for me today. So Harsh is saying that my voice and all is lagging. So what I will do is I will switch off my video for this session until I get a good reception. Okay, so I'm switching off my video and sharing the screen again. All right, so what we need to do is we need to go to relay.app. All right, so in relay.app, and if you are here, just give me a done or thumbs up in the chat. So let's start designing it. So if you are here, then just type in done, yes, or thumbs up in the chat. I think the team can open the group chat, please. I request uh, the CSR box team to open the group chat, because what it is doing is it is flooding up my messages, and it's making my PC hang because I am getting like hundreds of messages in the Zoom, and Zoom is kind of like lagging up in that way. Right, so I request the CSR box team to please give access to the group chat for everyone so that they can send their messages here. Uh, all right. So what we need to do is we need to go to relay.app, and relay.app is free to use. And that's why I also use it to build these apps for myself. So what we'll do is we'll click on start for free, which is on the top right corner here. So go to relay.app, click on start for free. And here I have made a assignment automation for myself. What I'm going to do is I'm going to delete this up. You will be seeing some prompts, like when you click on start for free, you will be seeing on how you can log in to relay.app. So okay, so I'm going to create a new workflow here. So once you log in, you will reach a screen which looks like this, right? So you go to relay.app, log into relay.app, you'll see a screen that looks like this. All right. So if you're seeing a screen that looks like this, just type in logged in the group chat. And I don't know how to enable this. Okay, I was able to enable this. So please reply on the group chat as only. Thank you so much. Trish has logged in. Aditya has logged in. This is so good. I was just missing this feature. All right. So Prakhar, Alan, please don't reply to me privately now. Just reply on the group, because what is happening is my Zoom is kind of like flooding up with private messages, and it's hanging out. Right. So logged in to Relay, we are ready to make our first agent. All right. I will also teach you how to make the visiting card, but for that, I will take a separate masterclass, right? Cool. So what we need to do is we need to start with a trigger, all right? The trigger is the first step. So we talked about this workflow. We'll make this whole workflow in relay.app so that we make our first email agent. So what this email agent will do is whenever I get any email, this email agent will intelligently reply to all of the queries that people have been asking me on email on my behalf. All right. So it will be able to reply to any person that I get an email from. So the first step is to go to relay.app. I'm repeating it again for the people, those who are doing it slow. So relay.app, you need to go there, click on start for free. And from here, what you need to do is you need to give in some information, and you will see a workflow, create a new workflow like this. All right. So this is a window where we will create our first email agent. So the first step in this is to open a tool when a tool opens my Gmail, right? Which is called trigger. So any AI agent starts with a trigger. The trigger is the entry point of any agent. When we want to design an AI agent, we need to think when that AI agent should start. So just give me in the chat box what should be my trigger for this AI agent. Okay, open Gmail. Open Gmail is not a trigger. Yeah, on receiving email, right? So whenever I receive an email, my agent should be active, right? So the trigger is, so whenever I receive an email, my agent should be active. And after that, my agent should do things, right? So first is the first trigger, first step of this is whenever I receive an email, my agent should be active here, right? So I will click on add trigger here. And after clicking on add trigger, I will go to Gmail. All right, so add trigger, go to Gmail and click on email received. So first step of my workflow is to get the email to which I need to reply, right? So my trigger or my email agent should be active whenever I receive an email, right? So a lot of people, Rehan is saying email received and should be active. Show me a summary about the email and reply. One trend is saying when you receive an email, agent should summarize the content. A lot of people are saying that new mail receiving email should be our trigger, right? So our trigger is the first step in this process, which is receiving an email. So this trigger will run when we receive an email, and we only need to trigger it for the first email in conversation. So all of you, those who are doing it with me, I'm repeating this step one more time. You add in a trigger, and the trigger will be on Gmail. you click on email received, and you check mark the first one, only trigger on the first email in conversation, and click on done. All right. So whenever a person receives the email, my agent will get activated in this process. Okay. So first step is done. So my tool opens a Gmail and gets the email for me and sends it to the second step. All right. The second step of this process is done by AI, right? And the third step is also done by AI. The fourth step is also done by AI, right? So what I will do is I will create this workflow here. So in the second step, I will add in an AI. All right. So add in an AI. And because we are engineers, we will custom train this AI. Although we can ask it to write emails for us as well, but we will custom train it so that we have a hands-on prompting as well. Okay. But before this, I would like to see how many of you have done the first step. So if you have done the first step, type in done. Or say yes. Thank you so much, Anuj, Vaishnavi, Ajit, Aditya, Aryan, Yuvraj, Priyam. All right, so first step is done. So what you have done is now made it your Aditya is saying, please repeat the first step. So I will repeat the first step. All right, so if you are here on this window, then what we need to do is any agent starts with a trigger. Okay, so you click on add trigger. And what you need to do is trigger it on Gmail. So here you need to add in Gmail. It will ask you to log into your Gmail. So you'll have to give permission to your Gmail account as well. Okay. So you click on email received and trigger it only on the first email in conversation. All right. And then click on done. Then add the next step. The next step will be your AI, right? So AI, why AI? Because you need to now add in AI for your work, right? A lot of people are asking, is Relay.app safe? Yes, I have used it many times and I have many agents active on Relay as well. You don't need to pay. Aditya saying, but we need to pay as credits are gone. Okay, Aditya, if you are from my previous class, then maybe your credits are gone. You can work from any other Relay, any other Gmail. So you can open it from other Gmail as well, and your credits will be there. All right, so a lot of people are saying that if you want to reply to every email, like we reply every email, the credits will be wasted. So how will we control this AI is what I will teach later on. Okay. So first step is to add in the email. So to get the email, receive the email from here and only trigger it on the first email in conversation. And second step is to add in an AI, right? So add in an AI, type in AI, go to AI from here, click on custom. And here what we will do is we will train this AI in order to write email replies for us. So we will start prompting. Okay. So I'm just zooming it up for your reference. So we'll start prompting. We'll say that you are a helpful email drafting assistant. Okay. To me, my name is Amit Wari. My role is of AI consultant and trainer, IBM SkillsBuild. All right, so you need to add a persona. So first principle of writing any prompt is to add a persona telling the AI whom it should act like, right? So I'm saying you are a helpful email drafting assistant. To me, my name is Amit Tiwari. My role is of AI consultant and trainer for IBM SkillsBuild. All right, now the third step is to read the email, right? So read the email. So this is what AI needs to do. So I will ask it to read the email. Okay. And I point this up. So I do @ I go to the email and read the body of that email. All right, so read this email. Okay, understand the email. Okay, write a professional reply to the email, and I will say output should be email body. Okay, so this I repeat one more time. So if you are here, read this email and you have to point, right? You point at the rate, you are giving context to this AI by typing in at the rate, and you go to email, which you received in the previous step. You go to body and you say that you are a helpful email drafting assistant to me. My name is Amit Tiwari. My role is AI consultant and trainer for IBM SkillsBuild. Read this email, which is here, I received in the last step. Understand the email, write a professional reply to the email, and give me the output as an email body, right? Why not subject? Because I, uh, or maybe you can also have a structured way, like email subject and email body, okay? You can also define it like this, output as brackets so that it becomes a JSON. Okay, so you get a reply, email subject, and email body. Okay, so read this email, understand the email, write a professional reply. Output should be email subject and email body. Okay, I'm asking it to auto generate, so it will give me email subject and email body. So output of this AI will be email subject and email body. I'm going to copy this and paste it in the chat so that you are also getting the same reply. Okay, so not able to connect email. A lot of people are getting this message because you are connecting it from maybe your college ID or something, right? So, or maybe we are kind of like flooding Relay server today because maybe thousands of us are kind of like working on its platform, and it's kind of like um, yeah, it's kind of like the servers are getting down. So a lot of people are saying that it's not connecting, showing error. Maybe the app has reached its sign-in rate limit for now, and you are unable to log in. Okay, cool. So what we are going to do is we are waiting for we are going to wait for the servers to be on. Okay, so if it says connection failed, don't worry, we will move on with next steps. So we are kind of like signing in together on this app, and maybe this app is not handling it properly. So just look at it once, and then maybe you can learn and repeat it when you are doing it at home or after this session. All right. So first step is to receive the email. You have to connect your email ID. Right now it's paused, so just look at it right now. If you are doing it with me, if it is running for you, then you can do it with me. If it is not, like if it is paused, give it some time and then try again, and then you will be able to connect to a Gmail. All right, so second step is to use AI, and in AI, you are going to do all the three steps which require human brain. So like reading the email, understanding the email, writing the email. So read this email, you provide the context by at the rate, going to email and clicking on the body, understand the email, writing a professional reply. This is how the output should look like. Click on done, right? And then the next step is to send the email, right? So I will go to send email from Gmail. What I need to do is the email address. I need to send it to the person whom I have received it from. So I'll go to email, and from email, I will get it. Subject will remain same. So I will go to the email and select the subject from there again. So this email is going to send me the subject. Body, I am going to now go to at the rate, go to email AI output, and in my AI output, I have two things: email subject and email body. So I will select email body from here. I can also select subject from here. So at the rate, go to AI output and click on email subject. And once you click on done, That's it. That's all you require in order to create an AI agent that can automatically send and receive and send emails on your behalf, right? It took just 10 minutes to automate this process, right? So it's really, really easy to design these AI agents with all of these tools that are there. I will also design it today with NA10. So people, those who are not able to do this here, I will show how we can design the same on NA10 as well. But right now, it's a task to check this. So in order to check this agent, I will just click on, and this agent will be on, right? So it will be triggered instantly. So if I keep it on, what it can do is now read on my new emails, understand these emails, write a reply to the email, and send it on my behalf. So I will test it with my personal email account. So I'm going to gmail.com, and from my personal email account, I will compose a new email. All right, to myself. So I'm checking it. So I'm sending not on this. Okay, on the ID that I made this AI agent on. So I'm going to use that email address. And here I'm writing. So let's say that someone asks me to take a session on 29th, right? So let's say that I send myself an email on reminder on the session on 29th on Agentic AI. All right, so let's say that someone sends me an email like this. Hi, Amit. This is to remind you of the session on Agentic AI to be on Agentic AI on 29th this month. Please let me know if you are available for the same. Thanks, and that's, and I'm typing in Nandini. So let's say Nandini sends me an email like this, that she's reminding me of the session on Agentic AI on 29th this month. Please let me know if you are available for the same for IBM SkillsBuild. All right. And I sent this to myself to check. So I don't have to like do anything now. I sent this email to myself on my other email address. And if I go to send, I'll be able to see this here as well. Right, sent items, I've sent it to myself. And my agent will now read this from the email and use AI to write a very, very good reply to it, and then automatically send that email to all of the people who are sending me emails, right? So I'll go to my agent and look at it there. So it says that it has run one time. So all the steps, it received the email, it prompted the GPT to write a reply for me, and it sent that reply to all the people, those who have sent me the email, right? So if I go to my inbox, I will see that I have got a reply from myself. And where is it? I'll wait. All right. Or let us receive the email. So if I go to my inbox, I see that in my sent items, I have received this email, and in my sent items, it has sent this, right? So it has sent, "Hi Nandini, thank you for the reminder. I am available for the Agentic AI session on the 29th for IBM SkillsBuild. Please let me know if you need any additional information from my side. Best regards, Amit Tiwari, AI consultant and trainer." Right? So it has also sent it to Kshitij, and Kshitij has asked me some messages. So it has replied to that. "Thank you for your message. My name is Amit Tiwari and I work as an AI consultant. In my role, I help learners and professionals build practical knowledge. I'm passionate about mentoring, and everything." Right. So it has already replied automatically. So Kshitij has asked me, "Tell me about yourself," and it has automatically replied to Kshitij on that email. All right. Cool. So it has run 2 times, and I see that the mail has also come to me on my personal email address. So it's saying, "Hi Nandini, thank you for the reminder. I'm available for the Agentic AI session on 29th. Please let me know," and everything, right? So where I required like 3 minutes to send an email, now I don't need any, right? So I moved from 3 to 0. So I moved from generation, where I was generating, to AI acting on my behalf. All right, so I will now take your questions for the people, those who are asking me to repeat the last step. I've got 79 messages. Okay, so I will repeat the steps for those who are designing their own AI agent with me. All right, so I will design it from the scratch again. So I will make it off, and I will delete the trigger, and I will delete everything that is there, and I will design it again. All right. So the first step is to add a trigger. Now, trigger can be anything. It can be any app, like an Excel sheet, like Gmail, any app. It can also be a manual trigger where you are clicking and this agent is getting active. It can also be a scheduled trigger that runs at particular time. So let's say that you want to make an agent that does a particular thing at 9 a.m. in the morning. So let's say that you want to do YouTube automation, right? So you create an AI agent that every day 9 a.m. it goes into your drive, takes in the video that you have uploaded in the drive, writes a beautiful caption for the video, uploads it to uploads it to YouTube automatically, connects to an AI agent that can create shorts from the video that you have made, makes the shorts from the video, uploads that to Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn, wherever you require it to upload, and everything is like automated, right? So you can make a scheduled trigger as well. So right now we are triggering it on Gmail. So go to Gmail, and you're triggering it on email received. So once you receive an email, you are triggering it up. Don't trigger it on all emails. Just trigger it on the first email in the conversation, which is here. Click on done. And after that, you add in the next step. Next step, I already told you that it's an AI, right? So in your workflow, your next step is adding an AI that can read your email, that can understand your email, that can write your reply, right? So add in an AI, go to custom prompt, and we will write a custom prompt, right? So I'm saying that you are my helpful assistant that can write emails on my behalf. Okay, on my behalf. I can tell my name. Okay, and my role. Okay, read this email. I'm saying read this email, and I go to the email. I do at the rate, go to email, read the body, right? I don't need to read everything in this email, just the body of it. Okay, understand this email, Okay, write a professional reply. Okay, and in the output, I need two things. I need subject and I need the email body. Okay, that will be my prompt. So one thing to notice is how can you do a pointer? So it's a pointer. You do a pointer to your email, you give context. This is you giving the setting up the role. This is you giving the context. Okay, this is you giving the task. This is you giving the goal, and this is you specifying the output. So all of the 5 frames of the prompt engineering you are using here, right? Once you click on done, the final is to send email, and you click on send email, go to send email, you will send it to email address from the email, right? So you go to email and whoever you have received it from, you send it to that person. Subject, you go and get it from AI output. Okay. Body, you will add a pointer at the rate. You go to AI output and attach an email body. And once you say done, your agent will be done. All right. So if I publish this job, this agent will be published. If you want to do a test run, then you will make this agent on. Okay. Right. So yes, if you want to test this up, you need to switch on this agent. So if you turn it on, it will automatically be replying to your email address. All right, now what is wrong with this agent? Although I have made an agent that can reply to all of the emails, what is wrong? So Amit is saying, what if you are not available at that day, right? So Pankaj is asking how to know which type of AI to select, right? So here you can select different AI agents, like you can select OpenAI, you can select Anthropic, you can select Gemini, Perplexity, XAI, and everything. Then how to select is that I use something called benchmarking. So I use AI benchmark. So when I design like AI systems for people, this is kind of like expert advice that I'm giving. Okay. So first of all, whenever I design an AI agent for anyone, for any use case, I go and check which AI is performing better for what, right? So Open Router is also one of the LLM benchmark. What I also do is I go to Chatbot Arena. All right, so Chatbot Arena is so Chatbot Arena, I go and find the best AI out there, right? So Chatbot Arena is kind of like a benchmarking for AI agents. And in the AI agents, you can see which one is performing in what domain. Okay. So like if you want to do for math, if you want to design an AI agent that can do math, I will select which one is performing best. So Claude Opus is performing best right now. Gemini 3.5 is like third. If I do like coding, then in coding, again, you will see that Claude Fable 5 is at top. If I want to design an AI agent for like creative writing, then you see Claude Fable 5, Gemini 3 Pro is on top. You can see that on language, if I see that I want to use German, um, then you will see that Gemini 3 Pro is better, not Claude in German, right? Mohammed Faiz is asking attendance done. Mohammed Faiz, you cannot just spam it here. Okay. So if you are spamming it up, I will definitely ask you to leave this session. Okay. So please behave it like a professional internship. All right. So people, those who are asking for attendance, the session is till 6. If you don't want to attend, you can just leave without the attendance. Okay, you're not compelled to stay here. So I will be very strict with people, those who are breaking the flow, and also sending like non non like nonsense messages in the group. Okay, there is no better word to say this. So people, those who have been asking attendance will be sent to those people. Attendance link will be at the end. Okay, and if you want to leave, you can leave right now. Nobody is compelling you to stay in this session. Okay, cool. So now you can select like which one of the AI that you can select for which task, right? So hard prompts, if you want to use AI for hard prompts, you can see that Cloud Favor 5 is on the top. So you can select on the base of whatever task that you do for your AI. Now what we need to do is the question that I asked is that what is wrong in this agent, right? So there is one thing that is wrong in this agent is that uh, okay. So there's one thing wrong in this agent is that how will it know that if I'm not available, right? So, all right. So chat is disabled for now. Those who are spamming the chat. This is kind of like distracting for me as well. So attendance will be given at the end. So please wait till 5. There have been a lot of people, those who are saying that, how will I know that this agent will reply uh, to the right query, right? So if someone asks me if I'm available on some day, whether or not I'll be available, the AI doesn't know that context about me. So the AI is not smart enough to understand what is the context because I have given very limited context to this AI, right? So I have just given my name, my role, and I have asked it to read the email, understand the email, and write a reply, which it has no idea about my personality. So this agent is a reflex agent, right? So this AI agent is not a fully complex agent. This is a reflex agent which can only reply. So it gets a trigger, it does a job, right? So there are different AI agents. I'll not talk about history of AI right now. I'll go to the AI agent. Um, so agentic AI has like 4 characteristics. One is perception, which is how better is it on a particular task, right? So how better it is understanding the input. So our AI, whatever agent that we designed, it needs to understand the input in a very in a way that if it receives an input, it needs to understand that input, right? So if I have a robot which can deliver my goods from one place to other place, it should be able to understand the goal, right? Also, what I am asking the agent to do. So if I'm asking the agent to write a mail for me, it should be able to perceive it properly, right? So this is the first characteristics of any AI agent. The second characteristics of any AI agent is reasoning, right? So AI agent should be able to make decisions. The AI agent that we made for ourselves today is a reflex AI agent and it is not making any decisions, right? So after perception, it is directly jumping into acting. Why? Because it receives the email, it understands the email, and it directly writes the email and sends it. All right. So after perception, it is directly acting, and also it is not learning. So if I say that if I say no to Nandini that I will not take 29th lecture, then it will not learn from that. And again, if Nandini asks me if I take 29th lecture, it will say that yes, I will take 29th lecture, right? So in my agent that I have designed right now, I cannot use that agent in a real life situation because it is just perception and action. It is perceiving and acting, no reasoning in between, no learning in between, right? So AI agent has these 4 characteristics, and we need to make all of these 4 characteristics in our AI agent. All right. Okay. So now, how do I make this smart, right? So what I need to do in between is I use something called flow control, where I make the AI reason before it makes any decision. Okay, so let's say that in this, some of the people in the chat also told that this AI will also reply to any spam email that I get, right? it can reply to any personal email also that I get. So let's say my friends are partying this week and they are saying that, okay, Amit, can you join the party? And the AI will say that, yes, I will join the party. However, I don't want to join the party, right? So the AI will not be understanding the context and also not be segregating or separating what email to reply to. So it's not reasoning with itself. So how to add in reads between is that I will add one more AI in between. So I will add one more agent, which will be a classifying agent. So it will classify the email for me. Okay. So just look at it right now, and then we will try to like make it together. So to add in reasoning in between, I cannot use this AI as it is because it will reply to any of the email that I receive. So in order to keep in with, in order to make this AI more uh, in order to make this AI reason with itself before replying, I need to ask it to classify, right? So classify it into one of the following. One is personal email. Okay. So if the email is personal, so I'm asking the AI to first think before replying. Okay. Personal. Classify it as professional. If email is professional, classify it as spam. If the email looks like a fraud or spam, classify it as, let's say, leave request if the person is asking for leave. Why I'm doing this is because if someone asks me leave for tomorrow, someone from my team, my AI agent will give leave to them, right? So I don't want the AI agent to also do that. So you can think of all the use cases, all the types of email that you receive on your email, and then you ask the AI to classify them, right? So we are including a reasoning capability in my agent. So it's classifying this into different categories. And now I will control the flow of AI using flow control. So what I will do is I will add in flow, I will add in paths. So path one will be when it follows certain rule, right? The rule is if the AI classifies it as, sorry, I auto-generated and do done. If the AI classifies it as personal email, then these steps need to be followed. All right. I add in one more step here. If the AI classifies it as professional, then I already have made these steps, so I'm dragging them to here, right? If AI asks if classification is, let's say, spam, then do nothing. And if someone asks for a leave, then do what? Okay. And I can also make it like more robust, like let's say LinkedIn request from LinkedIn request. Okay. If the email is, just to give a flavor, is from my personal email. Okay. If the email is from this and asks to write a LinkedIn post. Okay. So what I'm doing here is I am making the AI reason with the input before replying. Okay. So I'm asking it to classify it into different parts like personal email, professional email, spam, leave, LinkedIn request. And on each task, I am asking it to perform certain things. Like if it's a personal email, then it should message me on WhatsApp. Okay, so it should go to my WhatsApp, and here I am connecting my WhatsApp. I will stop share for some time so that I don't accidentally share my number. All right, so what I'm doing is I'm adding in my WhatsApp account in there. So WhatsApp will send me a notification, which is all right, and this will add in the email body. So I will add in the email body and done. Okay. So I will share the screen again. So what I did was I added a notification to myself. So if someone sends me an email on my personal email, then if it's a personal email, then the AI, what it will do is it will send a notification to me that I have received a personal email, and whatever the content is there in the personal email, it will send to me. If it's a professional email, then it will reply to that professional email. I can now segregate professional email now differently. Like if it's for marketing, need to understand the context of marketing and then reply. If it's for let's say session, go to my calendar, check my calendar. If I am free, then only book the session, otherwise don't book, right? So I can make all of these rules for AI now. Now, if it's a spam, do nothing. If it's a leave request, then send a mail, send email to whoever is sending it to me and say that, please talk to me if you need a leave. Okay, just giving example, not like this is not how it works. This is not how it should work. Or please talk to, let's say, HR department if you want leave, right? So this is kind of like a hard-coded email. If somebody sends me a leave request, it will send that to that person automatically. And finally, if it's a LinkedIn request and only from uh, my email address, I add in an AI in between, which is my LinkedIn writer. You are an expert LinkedIn writer. I ask it to read the email, and this is the email. Understand the LinkedIn request. Okay. Create a professional LinkedIn post, and output should be a LinkedIn post. Okay, so I'm saying that, okay, I need to prepare a professional LinkedIn post, and the output is a LinkedIn post. Okay, done. And after that, what I do is I connect my LinkedIn. I go to my LinkedIn. All right, so I think that Relay has removed LinkedIn from here. All right, their subscription. Oh, okay, so you can't do LinkedIn anymore from Relay. It used to be like share previously, but similar process you can follow it from Anyten. Anyten will be able to provide you how you can post it on LinkedIn, or maybe LinkedIn is kind of like avoiding AI generated content there. So what you can do is, if somebody asks you to make a LinkedIn post, or maybe like a X post, you can go to Twitter and post a tweet. So like just like LinkedIn, I can post it on Twitter. But to post it, I need to connect it to my Twitter account with the API key and secret and everything. We will learn about API keys in the third masterclass, not today. So I'll be covering that there. But it's very simple. You go to X API and you get the API from there, and you'll be able to like put in your key and secret, and it will be able to like send you. So you can like post your tweet right from here. So somebody sends you a message. So let's say that you want to tweet, you just send yourself an email that this is what we should tweet, and it will go to your Twitter and tweet it there. So just a display of one more tool, nothing else. Okay, so if I publish this up and if I send myself a personal message now, I will reply all of these steps, so don't worry. For the next 20 minutes, I'm going to do that. So if I send myself a personal message, which is let's say click on compose to already it ball match this I mean will you watch a football match with us this Sunday? And okay, so let's say that Arav is my friend and he sends me this message that will I watch football match with him? Now my agent is like smart enough to understand. Oh, it was not on. So I will do a test run, which is fine on the latest email that I have got, like football match, and start test run. So what it will do is it will understand what that kind of request is. And it has classified with AI that it's a personal request, and it has not sent the email back to that person. Instead, it has sent me a message on my WhatsApp, right? So like smart enough to understand what kind of request is that. And if I show my WhatsApp, I have got a notification. All right, so this one. So it says that, say, hi Amit, will you watch a football match with us this Sunday? Regards, Arav. So this is from Relay right now, but you can also ask someone to like, if you can also ask, make your it like to send it from your own WhatsApp API. So you attach your WhatsApp API and you will be able to send it there. Okay, so personal messages, it's just sending me a WhatsApp message, professional messages, professional emails, it will send a reply to that person, and I can make like spam, it is not doing anything. For leave, it is sending a you need to talk to your HR for leave, not me. And you can define many use cases, right? So AI now has reasoning capabilities with to make decisions, right? So now AI can make decisions whether to send email or not to send. So if it is personal, it will not send an email. If it is professional, it will send an email. If it is personal, it will do like WhatsApp. If it is professional, then it will do like send email. So agentic AI, whenever you design an AI agent, you need to have these four different characteristics of AI agents, like perception, that is to perceive the input in a that means to understand the input, reason, that means to make decisions, act, that means to do some task, right? So acting is like doing some task for you. uh, execute some task, and learning, this we will talk like later on, how to add in memory to an agent, how can we make it learn from its past experiences. All right, so I will repeat how to make the AI agent more smart again. So you need to add in between a classification, which classifies the email into these different things. And then you add in a flow control, which you add in from here. Flow control is like if-else statement. You can define different paths for different rules. You can set in rules from add rules, classify the AI. So the rule is if it is a personal email, then follow these steps. If it is a professional email, then follow these steps, and subsequently, right? So this way you can design an AI agent as intelligent as you want, because you can define all the things that you can classify your email into, and you can define the paths which the AI should take in order for a certain email. So you make a complete workflow. So our workflow was very simple. We had our workflow as writing the email, right? So we did not think of classification. So first step is we classify the email, what kind of email it is, and we classify it into different branch. So LLM will understand the email, and for that branch, we write what kind of workflow it should follow. So you can make a whole customer support agency or a whole customer support agent, which can think of which can classify different kind of emails like marketing, client, and I have that case study with me. Show you that. Right. So if your company does all of these tasks like customer support, meetings, approvals, reimbursements, then LLM can classify and then it can send these mails into different use cases, right? All right, so where have been AI agents being used? So agentic AI, this is also in your course in IBM SkillsBuild, so you can also read it from there. So these are the characteristics of an agentic AI: perception, in order to like understand what is the input; making decisions, that means that it should be able to make decisions, it should be able to uh, classify whether or not I should do certain tasks in certain conditions or not. The AI agent should also have memory and learning capability. That means that it should be able to learn from past experiences. It should also communicate in a very natural language. That means that AI should not give you jargons. Like if I ask my robot to go from table 1 to table 2 in a restaurant, it should say that going to table 2 and not ones and zeros in which it is understanding the input, right? So the communication is also very important, how the AI agent is communicating with the person who is using it. AI agent should also have a goal, like our AI agent today had a goal of writing emails. And this is very important. How much autonomy do I want the agent to give, right? So do I want the agent to make financial decisions? Do I want the agent to make personal decisions? Do I want the agent to make professional decisions? This is what we need to control, how much our agent should be autonomous. Whatever tool that we use, if you use Gumloop, if you use Relay, if you use Zapier, if you use N8N, these principles of AI agents apply everywhere. It should be able to understand input, it should be able to make decision, it should have a memory and learning capability, it should communicate in a very simple way, it should be goal oriented, and it should be autonomous. And the level of autonomy, we need to decide how much autonomous, right? Okay, one more thing before I wrap up today's class is, when we want to send an email, we can also keep human in loop. Okay, so human in loop means we keep a human in person. So it will be, this person will be asked to review whatever output is there before the next step, right? So every time it will ask me, I have written this email, if you approve, then so if I can, like, I can configure it. If I say yes, send, it will send that email, otherwise it will not. All right, so it will, you can keep a human in loop. That means that do not send email directly, maybe ask for my approval. If I say yes, then only send, right? So you can also have that human in loop capability in the system. Okay. All right, so now I'm going to open the chat for those who want to ask questions. You can send the questions to the group chat. I'm so sorry, I had to like switch off the chat because of some people, those who were repeatedly asking for attendance, and I was getting distracted by those people. All right, okay, so a lot of people are saying that all doubts are clear. Thank you so much. We can now send the attendance link in here. Okay. Pallavi is saying, please tell the history and importance of AI. Yes, I will tell. Could you tell us about the skill set you need to focus if you want to apply for internships or jobs? So you need to be a problem solver. You need to think of problems and a lot, like how can you solve that problem with AI? How can you design an AI agent for that? There's a huge demand for people, those who can solve the problems, right? Cool. So thank you so much for today's session. I hope that you need to, before the next class, you need to make this AI agent. All right, at least try it once. remember to switch it off before you make. All right. So once you kind of like deploy it up, it will be able to like, and also go beyond just emails, not just automate emails. Emails is just one part. How can you go beyond this, find a problem in your life and solve it? So let's say that you are a YouTube creator. How can you make a system that can go every 9 a.m., check on Twitter, which are the trending trends today? What is the YouTube video that you can design today? Just give you that script. You go and shoot, you put your video on Drive, the AI agent goes into a drive, picks it up from there, writes a very good caption to it, post it on YouTube, right? So think of all the use cases that you can design with this, right? Okay, so a lot of people did not connect their Gmail, so connect it after the class. Thank you so much. Attendance link will be sent by the CSR box team. Okay, Mantran is saying, as a businessman, if me and my team create anything related to AI and you approve it, will you collaborate? Of course, yeah, I'm happy to help you out. Although I am into robotics right now, so my team is fully focused into hardware and we are not going the software way. So we are going into physical AI. But definitely, I will help you out if you need any help in software as well. So Manav is saying it's like using AI to do work rather than making it do our work. That's what the emphasis is. That's where the world is moving. Like AI is doing our work. We are taking a back seat. We are only approving where necessary, right? So that's why a lot of jobs are also being lost in the process, because a lot of automations have been applied to certain type of jobs. Like I was accepting, I was exploring one cool tool today. Maybe I will show that before I leave the class. So it's a AI voice automation system. So you can create like WAPI. It's a voice AI agent. That means that you can create an assistant that can work on your behalf, right? So let's say that someone calls you up and asks you for information regarding your company. This AI agent can automatically talk to that person in a human voice and can reply to all the queries, right? So you just need to log in here and with Google, and let's say this. So this is what a lot of companies are doing right now. If you talk about Zomato, Swiggy, if you talk about Amazon, they don't have like a telecaller system right now. All of their agents, they only answer questions and answers, right? So if you go to like wapi.com, you'll be able to create an assistant which will be talking on your behalf. Right, so I'll build it in just next 2 minutes. So just give me 2 minutes. You will learn something really cool in today. So let's say that I get a call from someone and I want it to reply for my company. All right. So let's say that I make it for X and AI. I'm training it on English. So the tool name is WAPI. I just kind of like find it really cool to share. So I'm sharing it up. So let's say that I want it to schedule appointments for me. And yes, to new customers. Okay. And what it will do is it is configuring itself and it will be able to talk on my behalf to the person who is going to schedule the calls for us. Okay, so I'll just speak with my assistant. So it has just created my assistant and I will allow sharing sound.
Hi, thanks for calling. What day and time would you like to book an appointment?
I would like to book an appointment tomorrow, please.
I'd be happy to help. What time tomorrow would work best for you? Morning, afternoon, or evening?
I think I'll be available in the evening.
Great. How about 5 p.m. or 6 p.m. tomorrow evening?
I wanted to schedule at 4 p.m., please.
Perfect. 4 p.m. tomorrow works. Before I confirm that, could I get your name, please?
My name is Amit.
Thanks, Amit. And what's the reason for your visit?
So I want to buy a robot.
Got it. You're interested in purchasing a robot. Just to confirm, I have you down for tomorrow at 4 p.m., with the reason being a robot purchase. What's the best callback number to reach you at?
So the callback number is 976543221.
Perfect, Amit. Let me confirm everything. Name, Amit. Appointment, tomorrow at 4 p.m. Reason, robot purchase. Callback number, 976543221. Our team will confirm this appointment with you shortly. Thanks for calling.
Thanks. So yeah, you can create a voice agent that can do tasks for this. So what you can do is now you can, in your workflow, you can add this voice agent, which is taking this information from that person, adding this information to its context, sending that person an email automatically, or maybe sending a WhatsApp notification to that person that his appointment is booked, and you are out of that repetitive, boring job of just manually giving people appointments. All right, so cool. So those who want to connect to me on LinkedIn, please connect to me on LinkedIn using my card again, which I'm going to show. I'm leaving the history for today, so maybe I'll cover it in the next class. It's an interesting take on how AI was formed. But before I leave, if you want, you can scan my card. You can hover over my card. There will be a LinkedIn icon. Click on that. Connect to me on LinkedIn. I'll definitely connect to you on LinkedIn. Let's talk about agentic AI, robotics, AI, whatever you want. Cool. So in the next class, this was a primer. Okay, this was just a trailer, and maybe I was kind of like going through very fast today. Next class surely is going to be very, very complex. Not like you'll not be able to understand it. Complex in terms of like complex work that we will do with AI. So we'll be learning about NA10 and agents, and we'll be making more complex agents than today. In our next class, we are going to make a task tracker for ourselves. That means that it will be able to create tasks from a big a heavy task. It can it is able to like segregate it into different milestones and create different tasks for it. Track whoever has done the task. It will send a confirmation. Whoever has not, the agent automatically will send a reminder. And yeah, so more I will talk in the next class. Thank you so much for joining in today. And on time, I want to finish this at correct 5. Correct 6, and it's 6. So thank you so much for joining in today. We'll learn more about more systems. We'll learn more advanced AI agents. I hope that till the next class, you design this one, and you also explore other AI tools. Maybe also let me know in the next class what other AI tool you explored in these days. Thank you so much for joining. Once more, Amit Tiwari signing off. You can join me on LinkedIn. Nandini, the space is yours. You can now address the students.
hear me? So, before leaving, one last important reminder, please don't forget to mark your attendance, scan the QR code displayed on your screen, or use the attendance form link that's been dropped in the Zoom chat. Only those students who attend all the master classes will be eligible for certification. Also, if you have any queries, you can reach out to the support team through the query form. That's all for today's session. Thank you everyone for joining us and being such an enthusiastic audience. We hope to see you with the same energy in our upcoming masterclasses that is scheduled on 29th of June 2026, the upcoming Monday. Until then, keep learning, keep building, keep innovating. Have a wonderful day. Thank you all and goodbye.